And so let's get started, okay? So again, these are the top 5 tips for small businesses to leverage social media, especially during these very difficult times, okay? Because remember, your messaging is gonna be different right now. The images you use are gonna be different right now. You wanna shift your approach to social media marketing, given the current business environment, okay? So number 1, this sounds pretty simple, but I'm gonna explain why it's really important. Okay, ask questions. Now, what do I mean by that? You want to gain valuable, actionable insight from your followers and your audience, okay? So a question I get frequently from clients, friends, colleagues, and others is, what type of content should I be sharing? How do I know what my audience wants to see? Do they want to see more videos? Do they want to see strategy guides? Do they want to see me going live? Things like that. So the best way to find out is to ask them, okay? You can guess all day. You can use data that you aggregate in Google Analytics or other platforms such as that. But at the end of the day, the best source of insight from your audience is them, okay? So what are we talking about, right? When we say ask questions, we're talking about 4 main things, okay? Number 1, which I already mentioned, favorite content. What types of content do you want to see more of, right? You guys can use things like the Instagram poll feature in stories, right? Where you ask someone a question, you give them 2 options to answer. Would you want to see more video from us or blog posts from us? And your audience can very simply answer that, right? Are you interested in long form content like ebooks, right? Ebooks, white papers, strategy guides, you guys have probably heard of these types of content. These are what's called long form content. It takes a lot of time, energy, bandwidth, and research to put these 20, 30 page documents together. You really want to find out if your audience even cares about that type of content, if they're even going to read it, okay? So you really want to ask them if they're interested in that type of long form content, okay? Next one is trends and themes. What other topics, trends should we be covering, right? Ask your audience. They may have suggestions or things they want to see from you. Ask them what those things are. What are your favorite news and content sources? Ask your audience what other media outlets, brands they follow, because that can give you a really good idea of what else they're interested in. And even going to those other profiles that they follow or they tell you they like, you can see what type of content those brands are sharing. Because whatever they're doing, that person likes it. So you can emulate that in your own marketing, right? Third one is ease of communication. Do you find it easy to get in touch with us, or is it a hassle, right? Maybe your customers find it difficult to get in touch with you. Ask them. Do they prefer email? Do they prefer a private message on Instagram or Twitter or LinkedIn? Ask them, right? That's the second one under that column there. Okay, what are your preferred communication channels? Last one, customer service. Was your experience positive? Why or why not? And likes or dislikes about our products or services, right? So this column, this is not something you want to ask necessarily in a public fashion, right? Because if people are not happy with their experience or your products or services, you don't necessarily want that out to the public on social media. I'm saying this because you may want a survey or a poll that's private to you, right? So maybe you're using Google Forms or you're using something like SurveyMonkey, very simple, short surveys and polls to find out, are people enjoying your products and services, and why or why not, okay? So again, ask questions. You can use Facebook Live, Instagram Live. You can use polls on Facebook. Surveys. There's lots of different mediums to get this insight. And guess what, guys? This is free. You asking your audience what they want from you is free. That's really, really powerful insight.